Do you feel like running away from home? Your home is so toxic that you either don't want to go back, or when you are there, all you want to do is just run away. If you're facing a conundrum like this, then you are at the right place. I will be discussing exactly this: how to survive in a toxic home environment. Now, not all of us are lucky to have supportive parents, relatives, and every family member being equally supportive. A lot of the people I've talked to have the problem of being in a very, very non supportive home environment. Their family members belittle them, they don't believe in them, they try to take down this person's self confidence, they make it very hard for this person to survive. So, if you're one of those, well, then this video is for you. Watch till the end and let me know in the comments which steps are you planning to take and how are they benefiting your life. Let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to Guilt Free Mind. I am Dr. Shruti, author and host of guiltfreemind.com. The link to the blog will be there in the description section, so go check it out. And if you want to live a productive and more mindful life, please, I request you to subscribe to the blog as well as to the channel. So, in this video, I will be discussing how you can survive in a toxic home environment. Now, as I said, not all of us are lucky enough to have a perfectly supportive home environments. We all have disagreements, we all have fights. That's like a natural part of living at home with your parents or with your relatives. But sometimes these fights happen on a regular basis. And it gets bad to the point where you don't even want to get home, or when you're home, all you want to do is run away. Like, it doesn't matter where you go as long as you are out of that place. So if you constantly feel this way, like not just when there is a fight, but you're constantly like morning to night, all you want to do is get out of that place. If you're feeling that way, then that means the environment is highly toxic and your brain wants to protect you and wants you to get out of there. Now, how do you survive in such environments? Let's find out. Point number one: identify the toxic behaviors. Like, people indulge in different forms of toxicity. Some people like manipulation, so they will try to manipulate you. Some people will gaslight you. Your reality and their reality will be different, and they will try to turn people against you. They will spread wrong information about you. They'll spread wrong rumors about you. They will want everyone to be against you. So, are you being manipulated? Are you being verbally abused? Are you being gaslighted? Are you facing constant criticism in a manner that is aimed at taking down your self confidence? Are you feeling neglected in the house? Maybe everyone's just ignoring you. They're not saying anything, they're not belittling you, but they are also constantly ignoring you. If these patterns or any of these things exist in your house, then you need to recognize them, because unless you've identified the cause and the symptoms, you cannot treat a problem. So you need to identify what's going on, and if possible, find out why is it going on. Is it because someone's jealous of you, or is it because they've always had a problem with you? For whatever reason, try to find it, because that is the only way you will get closure. Otherwise, for the rest of your life, you will wonder, why me? It may not be possible to always find out the reason why, so just give it a try. But if it doesn't work out, that's also okay. At least you did try, right? You didn't give it up. Point number two: always set boundaries with your family members, or if you're living with housemates. Constantly reinforce your boundaries. Communicate to them what your boundaries are, when you're available, what time you're studying, when should you not be disturbed, or when you're working, like you don't want to be disturbed from this time to this time. Mention it to them. People who want to belittle you will try to encroach your boundary, and you have to hold firm. You have to keep reminding them every time till it gets in their heads. You have to keep reminding them, okay, I'm not available from this time to this time. Please don't call me at this time to this time, or whatever it is. If you don't want them entering your room without knocking, make sure they know that. Make sure it's your personal space and it is only yours, and they're not allowed to just barge in. Or if from certain time to certain time you have a certain work to do or something, communicate to everyone and tell them that I want some peace and quiet during this time. I need to get this work done. Maybe they will try to make it difficult, but if you have any understanding person there, they may want try and help you out with this. Alternatively, if it's impossible to work there, just find another place to work at least. Now, when you're trying to be consistent in enforcing your boundaries, it may result in fights, it may lead to arguments. So you have to try and stay out of this, because you're doing this all for your peace of mind. If you get into an argument at the end of it, doesn't really work out. So try to avoid arguments, try to avoid any sort of confrontation or anything that can get ugly. You'll know best. So anything that can get ugly, try and avoid them at all costs. Now, if that means that you're asking someone to give you some peace and quiet and they will encroach on it and they will fight about it, then maybe don't approach them. Just find your peace and quiet outside the house. Find a way to get out and find a way to do your work outside the house. You can maybe go to a cafe or even a mall is better at times when your house is very noisy and it's toxic. Even a mall can provide you solace. So just go to the food court of a mall and work there, or find a cafe nearby, whatever works for you. Point number 3, seek support. You cannot go through this alone, let me tell you. If you want me to be your support, you can always reach out to me. My details will be there in the description section, so feel free to reach out to me anytime with anything you want to discuss. If you have friends, family members, relatives, or anyone in your family you can lean on for support, talk to them. Talking may not work every time, but at least you will know that you have someone in your corner. They may also try and talk to the other members of your family and to get the environment. They may communicate with the other person, and maybe they may express the problems in a way that the person understands. You never know. But the point is that find a support network outside your house so you can feel validated, you can feel important, and you can feel like you matter. Because when you're living in a toxic environment, it's very easy to lose your self identity. These outside environments, these outside support that you're getting can boost your identity, can keep your mental health in check, and they can always be there when you need them and when the times become really, really hard. Because trust me, they will. If you're living in a toxic environment, there will be times when you don't want anything to do with your family members, but you're living there. You don't have a choice. So having an outside support can be a huge help in such situations. So make sure you have that. Point number 4, focus on yourself. Focus on your self-care. Now, self-care does not necessarily mean sitting and doing skincare. It can also mean going out for a walk, being by yourself, being mindful, focusing in your work, trying to keep your mind blank. Even playing games can be focusing on your self-care. If the game takes your mind off of everything that's going on in your house, which is quite detrimental to your health at that point of time, then it becomes a part of self-care. So do whatever helps you feel better. Focus on yourself. Put yourself first, even if it seems selfish to you. You cannot give your life for someone else, because you need to be okay to help someone else. If like a lot of people, I have met so many people who are living in toxic environment and they feel that they need to sacrifice themselves to help out their family and to get out of this toxicity. That's not how it works. Let me clear it up. That is really not how it works. You are just digging a deeper hole and putting yourself in it if you're doing this. Instead, focus on yourself first. If you are not in the right mental health, you cannot help anyone else. You are useless. So first, focus on yourself. First, make yourself better. And then maybe you can help your family members as well. So practice self-care. Taking care of yourself is very crucial if you're trying to remain sane in the scene of an adversity. Point number 5, communicate effectively. When you are telling people what you want, don't be like, okay, it would be good if I have this. Say, I need this. Be a bit assertive in exerting what you really need. Use the word I a lot. I want this for my mental health, for me to be sane. So I need to do this, whatever it is, whatever you're trying to communicate. Show them that you're assertive and you're not going to back down if they try to pick a fight with you. because it's your life at the end. You have to stand up for yourself. Effective communication can also help relieve tensions. If there's a miscommunication, it will be your best tool to clarify things and to get back on track. I meant this when I said this. And be very, very clear so that you don't have to go to a situation where you have to actually explain what you meant in the first place. Be very clear about your wants, your needs, your desires, everything, because you don't want to leave the chance for the other person to manipulate you or to twist your words. So be very careful in what you're saying and practice. If you are, going to deliver a statement like I need this, or I'm going to do this because it's helpful to me in so and so ways, practice it in the mirror first, in front of a mirror. This way you know at which points. See, you're living with those people, you know how they will react. You know in your heart. You know if you put out a sentence, how is it going to be received? How are they going to react to it? So practice with yourself. Okay, I'll say this, and then maybe this kind of question will come up, and then I can respond to it like this. So develop it a bit. This way you won't be caught off guard if they suddenly decide to attack you on whatever you want. Point number 6, establish a safe space. Now, the safe space in your house can be any place. Like, it does not have to be a specific room or a whole room. It can even be part of a room. That should be your safe haven. You can just retreat to that specific place when you feel overwhelmed or anxious or just don't know what to do or what your next step should be. It can be a room, it can be a corner, it can also be a virtual space online. If you like playing games where you build, like, I'm not very well versed with games, but I think Minecraft is where you build houses and stuff. So if you have games like that where you can build a virtual space for yourself, you can even retreat into that virtual space in your head or in the game. Like, if things get overwhelming, just launch the game, go to that virtual space, and let out your feelings, or just stay there till things calm down for you. Point number 7, seek professional help. It's not always possible to deal with very, very difficult situations all on your own and by the help of YouTube and online guidance. So if you're struggling, if you have tried out these techniques and if you're still struggling, there is no harm in asking for help. You can reach out to me, you can reach out to a professional, you can reach out to anyone you want to seek help. They are people like psychologists, psychiatrists. They are trained in dealing with exactly such situations. So they can show you things that you haven't thought of before. They can tell you things that you may not have thought of doing, and you can implement them, and you can be more mindful, you can be more present, and you will be better able to cope with the stress of living in that environment. So reach out, do not hesitate. You can ask your friends for recommendations. You can check online for recommendations. You can even opt for online therapy or offline therapy. If offline is not possible, you don't have that kind of time, go for online therapy. But just ask for help. Do not hesitate. Point number 8, set realistic expectations. Coping mechanisms for dealing with a toxic environment are not easy. So I will tell you, frankly, they are not going to work on day one. You need time to set them in place. You need time to rewire your brain. You need time to get adjusted to these mechanisms. So they will take time to show results. So you cannot expect results in a day or two. But keep at it, and in a month and a half, or in 2 months, you will start experiencing a difference. But you cannot give them up in a day or two, because you won't get any benefit in a couple of days. Try activities like focusing mindfully or going for a walk, and make these into little habits. Like every day, do these every day. That is how they will give you best results. Because when we don't have a fixed time of doing something, we think that we can do it any time of the day. I have plenty of time. It's just 10 a.m. in the morning. It's just 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It's just 6 p.m. in the evening. And then before you know it, it's midnight. And the day is gone. And that one activity that you wanted to do, you couldn't. So make sure that you have a time for it, and you're sticking to that time, and you're doing that activity at that time every day, every single day. Point number 9, practice mindfulness. Nothing is better at keeping you grounded than mindful meditation. You can also use progressive muscle relaxation or other kinds of meditation that are available. You can either use nature sounds as your background, or you can use binaural beats, or anything that you want. Try out. What I would say is don't stick to a specific method. Try out a few. Use binaural beats, use delta waves, use alpha waves while you're meditating. Use nature sounds, because obviously you have to block the noise of your house. Use a variety of these, and then note down your experiences on their basis, and then find out which one works the best for you and continue with that. But again, if it's not in a habit, it is not going to work in your favor. So make sure to turn these into habits. And point number 10, last but possibly the most crucial of all. Suppose you have tried all these things, but things in the house are not improving. What do you do then? Think of alternative living arrangements. Now, if it's a housemate, it's kind of easier to find another place. But if it's your family, it does become difficult. But that does not mean that you don't have a goal in mind now. If you've tried all of these and they're not working, then your goal should be to get out of that house as soon as possible. For this, maybe you need to start looking at listings. Maybe you need a job. Maybe you need to save up some money. Whatever it is that you need to do, or if you're a student, then you need to get really good marks so that you can get into a good college and you can get out. So now you have a goal to get out. So if you're a student, you need to get good marks. So use that goal to keep going, that I am going to get out of here one day, but right now I need to focus on my studies so I can get high marks and then I can get out. If you're living with a roommate, or if you're in an office, or if you're already earning, it becomes a little bit easier. Not a whole lot easier, because it depends on your financial situations, whether you're getting a good place or not, hordes of things. But at least it's an option that should not be ignored. Think about it real nice and hard before you decide to not go with this option, because honestly, toxicity just gets worse. It hardly ever gets better. So you need to think of yourself first. With that, I have covered 10 points in how to deal with a toxic home environment. Let me know in the comment section if you have tried out any of these. How is it working for you? Any point that you think I should have presented in this video, or any video that you would like me to make for you, any confusion that you have in this video, or any of the others, feel free to put them all in the comment section. I will answer each and every one of them. And well, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the like button, subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching this video, for coming to my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye bye.